So I proved gang stalking beyond any doubt, especially in my case. The first one video that I'm going to start with is the ex-jailer admits informants regularly planted in Santa Clara. This is for my Sid Jackson channel. Then I went on to prove it with the proof of psychological operation women, familiar faces, and family. I then go on to prove it with proof of gang stalking that police was play stupid about. Then informants, perps, gang stalking, and I do what I say. Let this be an example. Then presidents warn us of gang stalking, psychiatry, big pharma in the military-industrial complex, the JFK speech and the Eisenhower speech. Then gang stalking evidence of tinnitus caused by government technology, and this was given me for my tinnitus. Okay, eardrops. My insurance, which is Blue Cross, and they have their office in Mason, Ohio, I believe it was, but it's Mason is the city. They didn't send me the right car, so I had to pay out of my pocket, and this thing cost $200. It's important to note. Whether that's connected, I don't know, but it sure is suspicious. And then gang stalkers attempts set up after last confrontation, and then gang stalkers attempt set up after last confrontation part 2, as well as gang stalking perp admits to gang stalking 1 through 3 on this channel, the Robot channel. So I've shown you beyond any doubt with the type of proofs that prove it positive, especially from someone as educated myself as I've shown you my diploma, my martial arts trophy, someone as insightful myself. So that pretty much covers that beyond any doubt. Only a fool would think otherwise, someone I couldn't possibly respect. Neither should you. So, I'll also now talk about, in the remaining time, atheism, feminism, homosexuals, and some important points that I believe that we all should consider and acknowledge. So highlighting the difference between men and women doesn't work in women's favor. You get ladies first, men wearing capes, women seen as more precious, men are disposable, pussy power, etc. I suggest you watch all my feminist videos on all the channels you can, Mechloke, Robot, and Sid Jackson, and more. See, educated women and gays help them, but education does not equal insight. And I'd also like to point out that in the MGTOW movement, before the MGTOW movement was called that, before people recognized it as a movement, the Wright brothers had went their own way. So as well as other people in history, but I don't have time to get into that. So what do you surmise from all this? What do you calculate? What do you estimate so far from all the proofs I've shown you? Think about that for a second. I've put myself in a position where people will likely try to make fun of me, but those of you who are wise will have deference and esteem, high regard, and reverence for me. So I've done absolutely the right thing. So when you look at society versus Islam's role in women, it's another place where feminism is wrong. You see that society shames women more than religion does. So it's funny that they go after the quote-unquote patriarchy, because women are seen as sluts for sleeping around, and men are seen as less slutty. But in religion, they're both seen as fornicators who are equally sinning. Personally, I think that they're both fornicators, but it's worse for a woman to do it. But that's my personal perspective on religion, which is superior to pretty much everybody's, but we won't get into that. So, what kind of facetious arguments could these women make, these hypocrites, who say don't slut shame, and then they turn around and call men man whores? They say don't gold digger shame, don't fat shame, but they do what's in women's best interest, not what's fair. Gender equality is a joke. They know that pretty women value themselves in a materialistic light, and they, as a result, they go for rich men, and they're gold diggers. And who takes advantage of this? Homosexuals, their allies, strippers, hookers, spreading diseases, and fat women. So, and of course, more men turn to pedophiles as more older women are feminists than younger women. So you think about it, what they're doing is horrible, horrible for women. Okay, so I'd like to wrap this up soon. So the feminist homosexual agenda by video scribble man, man be a man, Israel heritage, posted by Yas 2. It's funny how bootlickers just happen to be talking while I'm making this video. I'll get into that in a second. So Lot, Genesis, Leviticus, and Deuteronomy point out, and as well as Revelations and other places point out that homosexuality is wrong. Deuteronomy 22:5. A woman must not wear men's clothing for a man, nor a man wear woman's clothing, for the Lord thy God, or the Lord your God detests anyone who does this. Let me read this again. A woman must not wear men's clothing, nor a man wear woman's clothing, for the Lord your God detests anyone who does this. So obviously atheists, feminists, and homosexuals are not righteous or holy people, if you consider all the points that I made. I might have jumped around a little bit because these are the notes from about 4 videos. Islam is the only chance I see man has because Christians are selling out and they're not harsh enough on the sinners. You see in the Muslim countries, pedophilia, homosexuality, feminism, they're growing slowly. And if you look at Anwar al-Awlaki's videos, he points out that feminists want to argue about things that are unreasonable, such as hijab, things that are dress. He also points out that political and economic and religious leaderships benefit from the status quo or the hierarchy of a country. Now I'm going to end it there because, as you can see, bootlickers running their mouth trying to interrupt. And I pretty much made all my points. Also, I'd like to show you that everything I showed you was right. You know, homosexuals pretend to be women, fat women pretend to be prettier women. No one says nothing about this. Feminists are silent about that. And also that they're trying to set me up. And I have several interviews on the phone, or several parts of an interview on the phone, and I have the text messages to show you. Again, and of all the video titles that I've shown you as proofs. So I'm pretty sure that you should understand that I'm the top martial artist. They don't want that coming out because that will cause my views to come out, and they don't want my 3,000 plus videos to come out. Thank you.